This one's going to be a little triggering for you. Your little feelings might get a little hurt. Some words are going to be said that maybe are going to hit you in a way that you never thought. And I'm talking about PSA and BGS 9s selling for raw prices. Stupidest effing thing that could happen. I can't tell you how many times on my Instagram reel, on my algorithm, I guess I built it, so I have to blame myself. I have seen things like this. This is the data, so really I'm not jumping on this. Shout out to whoever put this up because it really started to get my juices flowing. How many times do you see a Pokemon at a convention? I'm selling all these 10s and I got 3 or 4 9s. And that guy in the video is going to go, all right, well, I'm going to comp those 9s as raw prices. What? Raw prices? What do you mean raw prices? Let me not jump in. Let me show you this. This guy pulled, let's call it 2,000. Graded markets, modern 9 sells below raw plus fee 90% of the time. This little paragraph here, I think, really summarizes it. Pretty deep dive. I pulled 180 days of actual PSA sold prices across 19,509 liquid graded cards. To check, each one needed at least 3 real PSA 10 sales, 3 real PSA 9 sales, and $5 plus on the raw price, so there's no thin ones. Good. Establishing that that credibility right out of the gate. The medium modern 9 clears about $10 over the raw copy. The medium vintage 9 clears about 84. Vintage, again, this is mostly Pokemon, but this right here is accurate in Dragon Ball as well. It pissed me off for Pokemon. It's going to piss me off for Dragon Ball. It doesn't make sense. But Ram fam, settle down, big boy. Because that's the norm. Everyone does that. You don't got to worry, dude. Relax. Take a chill pill. Why does it make sense that I sell my PSA 9, my BGS 9, I'll even throw a tag 9, at a comp that is beneath it? Would you sell your black label at tag 10 prices? So why are you asking me to sell my PSA 9s at raw prices? Well, I comp these as raw. Fuck you. What? I don't care what you do. That's wrong. And let me give you, I got 2 examples, but let me just TCG, the staple of modern and vintage comps. TCG's broadly pretty fair. Got some outliers, broadly pretty fair. You go to someone at a convention, you're buying something from someone online. For the most part, you're good to go to pull up TCG and agree to the comps, right? There's some, lowest listed versus, last sales conversations, in some scenarios. Okay, but broadly, TCG's like the place to go for comps. If you don't know, like many websites, like your Amazons, your Walmarts, your Target apps, there's filters. And in these filters, I'm going to remove this one. There's conditions. Now, if this is I don't want your survey. If this is a card, like you would see vintage Pokemon, there's damage, moderately played, heavily played, lightly played, near mint. In our case, it's a new card, near mint. So I know that if I want a quote-unquote near mint, near being the true emphasis, near mint card, it's going to cost me about $1,300. 1.3, baby. Near mint. Not mint. I'm near it. Don't touch that stove. I'm not touching it. I'm near it. Near mint. When you look at a PSA 9, does that say PSA 9 near mint? Or does it say PSA 9 mint? A whole separate word, 4 letters are missing from the classification, the categorization, the absolute description of the quality of this card is missing. It is not near mint. It is not like mint. It is not almost mint. It is mint. It is there. It got in. It's mint. It's 9. And you're telling me when this 9 sold, it sold under the price of a near mint raw copy. How does that make sense? What? Oh, what are you talking about? I'm giving you something that someone that you respect. They gave it a PSA 10, you're all on board. They give it a BGS 10, you're all on board. They give you a black label, you're on board. But they give it a 9 and you go, that's beneath me. They're wrong about that one. This shouldn't have 9, it should have 10. Oh, it should have 10. That means you believe it is absolutely gem mint, and that means you should give me a higher price, right? You shouldn't value it at a lower near mint. It's near mint. I'm almost at mint. I'm kind of mint. I'm not quite there. I'm beneath it. I'm mint, and then I am gem mint, if I'm talking about PSA. And this went lower. This is one of the things that Pokemon does that needs to stay at Pokemon. Respect the 9s, the BGS 9s, the PSA 9, the tag 9s. I'll tell you how it should go. I think raw prices should be, argument, 6, 7, 8. Ballpark. PSA, 6, 7, 8. Because you'll see a lot more of those lower ones than you will see with BGS. I'm not saying BGS doesn't give out those grades. I'm just saying for Dragon Ball specifically, you'll typically see. So PSA, 7, 8, I'll argue. Raw. I'm in the ballpark. 9s need to be a little bit more than raw. Did I say it's 10 prices? No. But it needs to be a little bit more. I can make an argument. Whatever the average cost is for grading at that time, you toss that in there and you add maybe like 10%. Something like that. Something small. I'm thinking about it too quick. You know, you're driving in your cars, you're watching this video on repeat, and I'm just talking about this and thinking about it in the same moment. I think right out of the bat, raw price plus the average cost of shipping, add another 10%. Boom. I did some of the hard work for you. And I just figured out it was mint, not near mint. It was absolutely mint. One word, not 2. This is shenanigans. Well, that was June 28th. That was a little while ago, Ram. That was a little bit ago. I mean, do you think it's worth $1,000 as a 9? If I grade this, does it make sense that if I grade a near mint copy and it gets a 9, and I know you can get a bad quality copy, right? Like that's a different thing. I'm just saying, if I get a pretty damn good quality card and it comes back a 9, does that instantly mean it's worth equal or lesser value of the raw copy? Absolutely not. It is worth, and again, just right out of the top of my head, I think the average cost of grading plus 10% of whatever the raw price is. I don't think that's unreasonable. I'm going through it. I risked it. So when I see these guys in the POV videos, oh, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Pokebro. And he goes, some guy brings in a bunch of 9s. The guy looks to them like, I can only offer you raw prices. I'm going to punch you in your teeth. What are you talking about? Well, that's how I sell them. My guy, you're doing it wrong. 2 times. Two wrongs don't make a right. Here's an interesting example. PSA 9. This sold a little while ago. This was March. $524. Obviously, this is today's price, but let's just go back. When was that? March 24th. Maybe I can just... Oh! Around that time frame, this is the closest one. $500. It sold for $25 more than the raw copy. It pretty much sold for raw copy price. It probably cost somebody more than that to grade this. So this bonkers scenario of us saying near mint raw cards are equivalent to PSA 9s, BGS 9s, we gotta squish that bug before it becomes a real problem in Dragon Ball. Because this is not accurate representation of the card. A 9 is mint. A raw card is near mint. It's pretty... This is a quick video, guys. We're not going to break 15 minutes in this video. Argue with me. Put it in the comments. Anthony, you're an idiot. This is how it should be. We're doing it right, and we're bringing that over to Dragon Ball. That's how we do it in One Piece, too. What do you know? I know you're an idiot. Does that count? Does that count as something I know? Because if you know that this price that is mint is equal to the price of a near mint, well, Anthony, people don't buy them at that same price. Yeah? Who can dictate that? The seller? The vendor? Dictates the price? More people need to be talking about this. More people need to bring this to light. That's the problem. See, it's from the vendor's perspective. And they think they just run everything. They think, yeah, I'm in charge, big guy. The vendors are deciding what we're doing. Well, guess what? You got a warden in here that's not taking that BS. You have a scenario where someone could... it looks like it could have this slot. Looks like it could be near mint, but it's not. You see, it's mint. It's not the same. You price it the same. If I bought a car, there was the base model, there was the L, and then there was the X. Do I sell the base and the L at the same? No, because they're different, right? The quality is different. There's a near mint, a mint, and a gem mint. Does it get very difficult to understand? No. Do people not understand? Yes. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So if you're a Dragon Ball Z collector, you're a Dragon Ball Z seller, reseller, vendor, local card shop, it doesn't matter. Stop this. It is better quality than the near mint. In fact, it is so much better quality that someone you likely respect or your customers likely respect think so. And they say, yeah, that's a mint. Don't devalue it. That's how you get into these weird, why is a 10 worth 10,000? The 9 is only worth $1,000. What is that? And the raw is $1,000. What is that price discrepancy? You're building steps. When you build steps, they're all about the same. There's a little gap between them. You can see a sense of progression. I don't have 5 steps and then 50 feet before I have to jump up onto the second floor. It doesn't make sense. PSA 9s are not the same price as raw copies. Make sure you drop a follow, not only here on Whatnot below. We'll sell 9s there for dollar starts. Maybe you guys want it to be there. Decide what market is there. Follow us on Instagram, Whatnot, YouTube. Like, subscribe, share it. Add your opinions below. Anthony, you're a genius. You had the courage to say it. Yes. Maybe I'm an idiot. You let me know. See you tomorrow.